So I am back from vacation, and outside of all the work that I have missed while I was gone for about a week and a half, I have also missed out on about 5 to 7 different new releases that have either just came out or they are coming out in the near future, along with one that hasn't even been mentioned yet. So with that said, I'm going to be getting into all of the new information that I have, all the new releases, note breakdowns, all of that, and so without further ado, let's get it. Alright my dudes, welcome back to my channel. This is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back with another video. And so before I get into the video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for future notifications, as it always does help out my channel. And so again, in this video, I just got back from vacation. While I was gone, I was doing a lot of reading, especially on fragrance sites. And I saw about 5, 6, 7 different releases, as well as other ones that I'm already alerted by. So I'm going to be going over all of these new releases, whether they just came out or they are going to be coming out in the near or far future. I will be going over any of the information that I have. If you guys could actually see my desk, it is filled with papers right now to read to you, to give you that information. So I'm just going to get straight into that because, again, I got home from vacation, a lot of work around the house, a lot of outside work, work for work, all of that, and so I'd rather just get into it. And I'm going to get into it with probably the most anticipated one here. It has not been released yet, and not only that, but the iconic bottles that these have always come in are now being changed. And so this is going to be by Giorgio Armani. It is Armani Code Parfum. And so Armani Code Parfum, this new release is going to be coming out sometime in the near future. They've already released note breakdowns, all of that. There's not an actual release date, but with that said, usually around this time is when it starts getting released in Europe, in probably the next week or a month, and then it'll be in the United States shortly after. So this bottle, again, is going to be changed from that hourglass bottle that we all are accustomed to these smaller, more sleek looking bottles that are all going to be able to be refilled. Right now, based on the sizes on iFragrance, it says it's going to come in a 30 ml, 50 ml, 100 ml, and 200 ml refillable bottles. So the note breakdown here that they give you, the top notes are green bergamot and bergamot heart. The mid notes are iris and clary sage. And the base notes are tonka bean and cedar. So they do give you a bit of information here about each note that I won't read everything, but I will let you know. For the top note of bergamot, it says that bergamot green is extracted using molecular distillation, allowing the perfumer to select a specific molecular fragment of bergamot. This innovative and exclusive manufacturing technique captures the green top note of bergamot and infuses a lasting freshness into the fragrance. For the clary sage mid note, it says this sophisticated heart is based on the fusion between natural and technological iris notes. And then for the tonka bean from Brazil and cedar from Virginia in the base, it says it's inspired by the original Armani Code. It's the powerful absolute of the tonka bean from Brazil with the heart of cedarwood native to the Virginia in the United States. The base notes from the Armani Code Parfum underline the dominant nature of the Armani Code. So again, I'm really interested to see this woody aromatic fougere addition to the Armani Code line, and I'm honestly most interested to see if this is going to last as long as a normal parfum would. Also, parfums usually don't perform as well as far as the projection is concerned compared to an eau de toilette or eau de parfum, but Giorgio Armani usually does make higher quality, so it might project higher. I'm really interested to see that. I do like a lot of fragrances from the Armani Code line, so I'll be interested to see, and I'm really excited about the refillable bottles and also to see what it feels like in my hand. And with that said, I also, while I was on vacation, got a message from one of my sites that I do surveys for, and they actually are going to be sending me either a sample bottle or a full bottle of the Armani Code Parfum, so it's really exciting, and we'll see about that as well. So now to the next one on my list. I'm going to stick with Armani here. It's going to be from a different line, Emporio Armani. It's Stronger with You Oud. So this was released about a week or week and a half ago. It is a limited edition, just like Stronger with You Leather, where it's going to be not in stores in the United States or anything like that. You can find it online, usually if you're in the United States, on fragrancebuy.ca. But it's going to be mostly a European exclusive from what I'm understanding. I have the Stronger With You, the original, Intensely, and Absolutely. I didn't get around to the fresh ones. I heard they weren't that good anyway. And then the other two, this one, Oud, and Stronger With You Leather. I do not like leather as a main note, so I just never got around to it. But this bottle is going to be coming in a 50 milliliter or 100 milliliter bottle, and the bottle looks super sleek. I'll put a picture on the screen. It looks like the opposite of leather. Leather was gold with the black lettering and trim. At least I remember that that's the color of the trim. And this one is going to be all black, like a jet black with that gold lettering and trim, which is actually really beautiful. So even though this is Armani, this is going to be created by another perfumer, Cecile Madden, who she, M-A-T-T-O-N, she has created a lot of different fragrances with lines like Armani, as well as YSL, Valentina, Victor and Rolf, Lalique, so big names, so you can expect this to be a really nice fragrance. It's advertised as an ambery woody fougere that has 3 main notes, and that's vanilla, lavender, and obviously oud. I'm not sure if this is going to be one of those oud fragrances where oud is the main note, where it's that animalic type oud, or if this is what I'm thinking it's going to be, which is a nice, sweet, ambery, vanillic fragrance with a oud that is in the background that's playing a supporting role, but you really can't tell that it's oud. That's what I'm guessing it's going to be, even though the name is oud. Like Al Haramain Amber Oud Gold Edition, you can't smell any oud. So there's a lot of fragrances out there that are like that. They do give you a bit of detailed information here. I'll read. Discover Stronger With You Oud, the new exclusive, powerful, mysterious take on the Stronger With You spirit, a new fougere, ambery, and woody fragrance that interprets the sensual signature of Stronger With You and infuses it with a powerful, opulent, and woody oud. This precious ingredient blends with mysterious lavender and alluring vanilla for a provocative effect. So it sounds really nice. There's not really much information other than that out there. Again, once it does pop up, it popped up for 1 day on Fragrance Buy last week, and then it was gone. So I'm going to wait until it comes back on, then I'll buy it, and then I'll review it for you guys, and that's all I have for that one. So the next one on my list is one that I'm actually really excited about, because one of my subscribers sent me the original by Jean Paul Gaultier. It was Scandale Pour Homme, and this is going to be Scandale Pour Homme Le Parfum. Even though Scandale only came out less than a year ago, they're already doing it, and it was nice. It had this caramel, almost toffee-like sweetness. It has a bit of freshness in there. It's gourmand. It's beautiful. And based on the original Scandale, I'm guessing it's going to be one of those fragrances that, again, is a European exclusive like Scandale, but you'll be able to find it on places easily. Not as easy, easier than you will be able to find Stronger With You Oud, because you can find Scandale on Joma Shop. You could find it on FragranceNet, Fragrance Buy, Fragrance X, all at different times. So this is advertised as an ambery, sweet, woody fragrance. The main notes that you find in it are caramel as the top note, mid notes are clary sage and geranium, and the base notes are vetiver, tonka, and sandalwood. And so with that said, Scandale Pour Homme Le Parfum is going to also be a refillable bottle. So that is one thing that's real nice. And as far as the original bottle, I really liked the look of it. And now it looks like it's just a darker hue of the original. And then again, now it's going to be refillable. I'm really excited to see, even though the original Scandale did last a decent amount of time, like 6 hours, I would like to see if the Le Parfum is going to project more, and if it's going to last, because that was maybe the only issue I had with the original, but I liked it a lot. So what it says online, I'm going to give you the detailed explanation of the Scandale Pour Homme Le Parfum. It says, "You're welcome the king to the ring." I ain't going any further into that because that sounds like a bunch of bullshittery. I just explain the fragrance to me, and that's all I really want to know. But anyway, Scandale Pour Homme, it sounds like it's going to be the same as the original. This is going to be the Le Parfum, but from what I'm reading, it's an Eau de Parfum Intense. So even though it's called a Le Parfum, it's not going to be a true parfum concentration. It's going to be more of a higher concentrated Eau de Parfum. But with that said, it sounds like it's going to be very similar to the original with that caramel note, with those slightly floral fresh notes as well. So we will see, and I'm really excited about that as well. That is Scandale Pour Homme Le Parfum. So the next one on my list is going to be one that I just found out about, and it is really confusing to me as to why they're already releasing this. It is by Calvin Klein. It is CK Defy Eau de Parfum. So as you guys might know from my channel already, Calvin Klein already released this year, not even 2 months ago, Calvin Klein CK Eau de Toilette. And it was fresh, it was good, it just wasn't great. It was just generic and basic. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, I would wear it. With that said, it doesn't make any sense unless they already had all these batches, which I'm guessing they had batches of the Eau de Toilette and then they just made it stronger and more highly concentrated. So it was better for the product and for the time. It's just, for me, the timing was way off. You should wait until next summer so that you can at least get some hype on the original. But with that said, if you don't have the hype on the original, which they don't really as of right now, then who's going to go out and buy the Eau de Parfum outside of 1% of the 1% of us in the fragrance community? But with that said, CK Defy Eau de Parfum is going to be released in the next month or two. They don't really have a full date here. It's going to be released by a company that a lot of people know as Lacoste. It's going to be called Coty. Coty is a manufacturer for a lot of different companies like Lacoste and Calvin Klein and a lot of the cheaper brands. So the main notes that you get here are mandarin, vetiver, and leather. It's going to be advertised as a citrus, woody leather fragrance, and it's created by the perfumer Pascal Gaurin, Gaurin. He's done fragrances with Tom Ford, Michael Kors, and Vera Wang. So I like Defy. I'm not going to knock it. It wasn't a great fragrance, but it wasn't a terrible fragrance. So I'm not going to knock it. And so we'll see what the Eau de Parfum's about. I didn't really have much issues with how long it lasted. I mean, it was just an average. And so the Eau de Parfum, hopefully it smells better. And they did a little bit more of a uniqueness to it. But if they're releasing it this quick, again, they're probably just over concentrated the original one. It's going to be a true Eau de Parfum, which again I'm not going to be thrilled with. They do say online here, courage starts with a risk. Break free from expectations, define boundaries, and anything in your way, dare to defy. Oh, okay. So that's Calvin Klein's Defy. So those are the main ones that I have. But with that said, I do have a bunch of other ones here. Well, I'm not going to go too far into them, but the first one is Nautica Ocean's Pacific Coast. It was released about a month ago. Nobody in my channel really seemed to care about it. It's $30. You could buy it at Walgreens. The original Nautica Ocean's isn't great. It's just a generic, basic, fresh fragrance. So Pacific Coast, I will try it out at some point if the price drops, but I'm not paying $30 to $40 for a Nautica. The next one is actually the next two I'm quite intrigued by because I haven't tried any of the other infusions by this because I think they're European exclusives, but they are being released very soon as well. And the one is Prada Infusion de Vanille or de Vanilla, and the main notes in that are neroli, bergamot, vanilla, angelica seeds. And then the next one is Prada Infusion de Ylang or Lang. And the main notes in that are bergamot, cardamom, lang lang, and sandalwood. So that sounds like the lang lang one's going to be more of a citrusy infusion, and the other one's going to be more of a vanilla infusion. So those are both Prada Infusion fragrances. Look them up again. It's Prada Infusion de Vanilla or Vanille. And then Prada Infusion de Ylang or Lang, Y-L-A-N-G. So the last one I want to speak about, I've mentioned in one of my lives before. I don't have any information about it outside of the fact that I know it's going to be released. It's when it's going to be released, and I think it's going to be in the coming months. A L'Oreal rep has already confirmed its release, just not sure when, and that is by the House of Ralph Lauren. It is Ralphs Club Parfum. So last year was the year of the flanker, and while you could still consider this year the year of the flanker, I consider this year more of the year of the parfum because we're getting parfums of everything. And I am so excited for fall to come because if the Most Wanted Parfum and Reserve Privé or any sign of what's to come this fall, because you know I like the sweet fall wintertime scents better than I like the freshies and blues, I can tell you that I am so excited for fall to come. If this is the year of the parfum, I'm really excited to see what parfums come out in the fall, especially if Most Wanted Parfum and now Armani Code Parfum are going to be any sign of what's coming out. I'm really excited. But anyway, this is Ralph's Club Parfum. Lauren is really known in his polo lines and other lines he's done that they don't stray too far from the original. They do subtle differences in each one. Like for instance, in Polo Red, he went with the coffee and cranberry to a higher cranberry to a higher coffee. In the Polo Blue, it was kind of just like blue with green, blue with blue, blue with blue, blue with dirty notes. It was just, they don't stray too far. So my guess is this going to be a true parfum of the original, which the original is kind of like a mixture of YSL Eau de Parfum with some leather and some fresh notes and some floral notes. So I would think that that would be a really nice release, especially if they keep it more in the summer. Hopefully they release it soon. I think that would be real nice going from the end of summer into fall. But that, I don't really have much information. Right, so again, I'll go through all the ones that I went through. Armani Code Parfum, Stronger with You Oud, Calvin Klein Eau de Parfum, Scandal Pour Homme Les Parfums, Nautica Pacific Oceans, Nautica Oceans Pacific Coast, sorry, Ralphs Club Parfum, and then we have the 2 infusions by Prada. Really the ones that I'm mainly excited about are the Code Parfum and the Scandal Les Parfums and the Ralphs Club. Although Stronger with You Oud and Defy Eau de Parfum could be really good, it just doesn't sound like they're really up my alley, but we will see. And I really am excited for the future of fragrances. I just hope that sooner or later we get a new line of fragrances, either by Chanel or Dior or somebody. Release a new line of fragrances, please. And so thank you guys, and let me know below what you guys think of any of the fragrances that have already come out recently, or if you know any other ones that are going to be released, whether it's niche or designer, I don't really care. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another one. So peace.